So, there's quite a few things that we need to talk about with the arrival of this episode. Last week, you already know what you saw in that episode. I dare not say it in detail. But for most of us, the least that we want to hear in this new episode is some type of explanation as to what Lou was doing for the majority of that episode. But unfortunately for us, this episode basically forgot about that, and we are to pretend that we no longer need an explanation. A bummer, yes, but it is what it is. Also, something that I've noticed in these recent episodes is that the pacing is on a speed run. We're basically jumping from one instance of time towards the next, and I'm not exactly fond of the idea that the studio might be cutting some content from the source material just to keep the anime up to speed. And with the negatives out of the way, what positives do we have for this episode? For starters, while no explanation was given for Lou's whereabouts last episode, it's nice to know that the rest of Maha's friends, they've found a new home in Lou's new cosmetic business. So we can at least say that we got some much needed closure on that part. And second, we finally got a scene where Lou visited Daya. You know, I just want to mention this, but if this anime had an after story, I firmly believe that Daya is the girl that Lou will probably marry one day. I mean, compared to Tarte and Maha, Daya is more of an equal to Lou than a servant, and they share similar interests, and it also helps that Daya looks like Lou's mother as well. Not a decisive detail, but a neat one to say the least. Also, Daya is from a noble family unlike Tarte and Maha, and from the eyes of the public, Lu marrying a noble such as Daya is to be expected, and it makes perfect sense. In any case, it appears that the Sigma grind set has gotten to the point that while Lu is not interested, he might end up getting laid one day, not by desire, but by necessity. I mean, the man really had to explain what a wet dream is. Like, I commend people who are focused towards their goals, but what can you do? What can you do when the Sigma grind set has made the women around you beg for it? I mean, this anime isn't a harem by design, but for some reason, it does the harem so much better than actual harem shows. I mean, it just does so much better in that department. And with that said, that's basically it for this episode. I thank you all for watching and see you guys next time.